This is Ray Grosswirth, married priest from Rochester, New York. Around a week ago, I made an appeal to laity of the Roman Catholic Church, fully realizing that whenever change has occurred in the church, it has always begun with the laity. And today is no different than the past. However, today my message is directed to the bishops of the United States. After all, you must play a very important role if change is going to take place. Now, I realize as bishops, if you are watching this video, you are first of all asking, why should I be watching this? And secondly, you are probably asking, why should I listen to a married priest? When we speak of married priesthood, we must first come to admit that there is a hypocrisy in the Roman Catholic Church. You, the bishops, say that priests must remain celibate. However, you know as well as I do that through the actions of the late John Paul II, a provision exists that allows priests from other traditions to convert to Catholicism and then become married Roman Catholic priests. In the past 20 years or so, we have brought in married priests from the Anglican, Methodist, and Lutheran traditions. And as the years go on, we will see this happening with more frequency. I personally want to welcome these priests from other traditions, but at the same time, here is the reason for the hypocrisy. When a Roman Catholic priest gets married, rather than this being a cause of celebration amongst the hierarchy, you, the bishops, ostracize these good married priests. It is time that you, the bishops, realize and admit that the church is in serious crisis, due in part to the shortage of clergy imposed by yourselves. You might be throwing up your hands and saying only the Pope can change the policy of mandatory celibacy. Well, I propose to you, the bishops, that you can bring about the change that is needed in this outdated policy. When you have a married priest in your midst who you feel would do a wonderful job in one of your parishes, don't simply dismiss him as a married priest and say he cannot serve. You have an alternative. You can be an advocate for this married priest by simply writing a letter in which you request the Pope grant dispensation from the requirement of mandatory celibacy. Now, if you, the bishops, were to do this with increasing frequency, the pontiff would come to realize that something is very wrong with this mandatory celibacy that has been in place since 1139. I should state right now that my situation is a little different than most married priests in the United States. Most began as diocesan priests and later met the woman that they fell in love with and ultimately became married. In my situation, I was ordained a married priest by Archbishop Emmanuel Malengo, who himself is a married archbishop. He has been a tremendous witness to the fact that it is entirely possible to be ordained and married and serve the Roman Catholic Church with distinction. Currently, it is estimated that there is one celibate priest per 3,500 Catholics in the United States. For the average diocesan priest, this translates to burnout. A diocesan priest recently confided in me by letting me know he works an average of 90 hours per week. And his situation is by no means unique. Many priests today are forced to oversee 2 or 3 parishes. And then you add in the office hours, the endless meetings, daily masses, multiple weekend masses, funerals, baptisms, weddings, counseling, confession, and the list goes on. I ask you, bishops of the United States, not to make us, namely the married priests, the enemy that you perceive us to be. We are called by our Lord Jesus Christ to serve at the table and to heal the sick and to spread the good news. We want to serve and be partners in the ministry that we all share. Thank you for listening, and please help us bring about the change that is needed in the Roman Catholic priesthood.